My name is Desiree, or Bunny as many of you may remember, before I decided on what my name would be legally.
Excuse me, sorry.
I founded and run the Transgender Link, transgender support, transsexual support for the area in southeastern New Mexico. I'm also actively involved with the support organizations that have been in place here for over 18 months. After I moved to this area, and by the way, let me also say I'm usually the one that's slightly more serious. I'm not exactly a stage performer, but they're coming up just after this. After I moved to the area, almost every person I spoke with told me the same thing. This area is too conservative, too religious. People won't accept you or welcome you. So if you ever need someone to talk to or a safe place to go, come to me. What I found over time is that everyone had warned me about the hate that I would face, but I didn't encounter it. And I moved here in 2005. There have only been a couple of extremely minor instances of ignorance that I've encountered, all handled with tact, and in the end I've usually ended up with a person who simply had their questions answered. On the other hand, the positive one, I've made more friends and found more support in the GLBT community in general than I could ever possibly tally. Knowing this has given me faith in Roswell and southeastern New Mexico. In 2007, it was amended into the discrimination laws to add gender identity as a protection, statewide. One of my closest friends is a diehard redneck. My doctors, some of them are of a faith that typically wouldn't welcome somebody like myself, at least you would think so, and that's what I thought. They respect that I have a life and I'm actually living instead of simply existing. I'm treated as a human being. Since '07, starting to be wide open as the only transgender support that I could find, because I looked everywhere, and I've heard this from many people. Where is the support? Where can I find answers? Like everybody else, I had a hard time finding it. You'll no longer have a problem finding it in Roswell. It's been here, it's not going anywhere.
Woo!
And the people that helped me when I started are sitting in a table back there at Transgender Resource Center in New Mexico. When they were starting, they were the only resource I could find. And it was at the top of the state, up in Albuquerque. That was the closest I could find. Occasionally I felt as though my efforts have been in futility, and then someone throws a curveball, like a phone call out of nowhere. Des, I wanted to call you even though it's been a long time and just say thank you. You had answers when I needed them. You gave me advice. You pointed out resources and didn't tell me what I had to be, only where I could find out for myself who I am. I found me and I'm alive thanks to you. That was a phone call I got out of nowhere. I have yet to meet this person in person. It's strictly been online and by phone calls. And when I finally do meet them, I'll get the only payment I ever ask for, a hug. I started the Transgender Link as a support resource with one purpose. If it could prevent just one person from becoming a suicide statistic, and it would be worth it. Since I started it, I've had 4 people give me those phone calls. In other words, I've saved 4 people from being statistics, and after each one, I've told myself, on to the next one. I believe that people, all people with a love of life, have the thought of, I just want to do something in this life, something that matters and will make a difference. A lot of the people that brought you Pride today are the people who believe that. It's been 7 years since I was first given a name I felt right with. It has been almost as long since I found that person inside myself. Comparing today with the child I became in 2005, I see that a lot of growing up happened in a short amount of time. Today I know what unconditional love actually feels like, and I'm very proud of all those who I share it with. And I'm going to end this message with a message to one specific person. They're not here, they're in Massachusetts. When I made this transition, a lot of people don't realize people don't choose to be different. People are born this way. Do you think that people choose to be looked down on? To have people protest you? To have people call you names? Not offer you a job and let you live in sub-poverty for $2,400 a year? And that's exactly where I was for over 4 years. I gave everybody room and let them come back to me so that I wouldn't push them away. My 19-year-old daughter's in Pennsylvania and knows that if I'm standing aside of her and somebody asks who I am, I will proudly say that I'm her dad because I'm proud of her. And she accepts me for who I am and approves. To Dorothy Vacunis, my mother, 4 years ago I hung up on you when you said something that was hateful and ignorant. I didn't burn that bridge because I love you. Less than 6 months ago, on your day, your 50th anniversary, you stood in front of the entire family and quite proudly told everyone in your life that your child was transgendered and that I'm now a woman. That you're proud of who I am and what I've accomplished. And that if anyone had a problem with it, that she would not tolerate the hate. I am a lady, I am a woman, a friend, a confidant, and an activist. Many things that I am proud of being. My pride today, however, not only lies with everybody who helped bring this together and continues GLBT activism, it lies with my mother today. Thank you for loving me without condition and being willing to show that love with everyone. The last comment I'm going to make, most of you people who do know me, and I've heard this word actually first from Sashua. I used to go and mow her lawns, and I would do it even wearing these. And she would say, how can you do that? I says, because I want to prove a point, even if it's only to myself. I'll do more in heels than most people are willing to do for no reason whatsoever. Be proud of yourselves, be proud of the people who support us, of your allies, of your activists. You have them out there. There is a PFLAG chapter that's been established here in Roswell. It is active and it meets every single month. If you need answers, come to us. We're wide open for you. Thank you very much, everyone.